Hi, I'm Mike Thornton. I'm Interim Director and Curator here at the New Jersey Vietnam Veterans Memorial and Museum. Today I'd like to tell you a little bit about a special exhibit, There and Back, The Journey to Vietnam and Home. The Vietnam War, it witnessed the military transition from using troop ships to the use of civilian chartered aircraft airliners. In that time, of course, a voyage across the Pacific took anywhere from 18 to 25 days. But by the end of the war, people were flying into Vietnam as many as 21 flights in a single day, carrying just as many troops as would have been on a ship. You think about all these young men trapped and confined, 8 or 9 to a bunk in troop ships, and then on an aircraft, having just endured a 1-year combat tour in Vietnam, flying home, sitting down at your mother's table the next day. Quite a transition. One of the key ideas that we wanted to get at the heart at is this notion of what was it like to go to Vietnam and return. That most of these guys were 19. This is the youngest army the United States has ever fielded into combat. These guys are trapped on this boat for 18 to 25 days, not knowing what the future holds. After the military decided to stop using troop ships in 1968, they mothballed their fleet of P-2 class transports. The General P. Walker was rediscovered by Art and Lee Beltrone in the 90s while scouting locations for the Thin Red Line. When they went aboard the ship, they discovered what you're essentially seeing behind me. Bunks left intact with these graffitied canvas bases where the guys would be, at night with Sharpies writing notes. You have to think that this might be the last thing that they ever leave behind, and it was kind of an act of remembrance. One of my most absolute favorite artifact groups that was rediscovered, all the litter that was left behind by troops. And you get a really interesting cross-section of life aboard a troop ship during the Vietnam era. A troop ship like the General Walker could carry about 3,500 men in a single voyage, but it took 18 to 25 days to get there. 21 707 or DC-8 aircraft could do the same in air flights in a single day. What the transition to airlines did was it not only got troops there and back faster, but it put another incredible group of individuals into the frontline story of the Vietnam War, and that is the young women who were really the vanguard of a professional workforce who were serving as airline stewardesses. This was really the most exciting job for women in the 1960s. It was intensely competitive to serve as an airline stewardess. In fact, for every one that applied, they beat out about 2,000 candidates. Mandatory retirement was at 35. You had to get permission to get your hair cut, and if you were married or had a boyfriend, you were out. And there was a deep bond and affinity that grew between the stewardesses and the troops coming home. For many of the soldiers, the welcome that they received from these airline hostesses was the only welcome home that they would ever receive. And it became a practice quite frequently for them to give these stewardesses little medals, tokens of their uniform. Thank you so much for watching. Please come visit us here at the Memorial and the Museum here in Holmdel, and please come visit the museum to see There and Back, The Journey to Vietnam and Home.